It's not a bad question. How it's framed, how it's asked, absolutely can be. So this series, it's going to challenge me. This is Shadows and Light. My name's Andrew Penner. Welcome to episode 2. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? It's the same question, but obviously context, tone of voice all matter. It can be a powerful question, and it's one I've been thinking about a lot lately. Not just in the negative sense, because that's how almost everyone comes across it, but more with the emphasis on 2 words. The first way I think about it is emphasizing the who. Who do I think I am? Using it in the sense of association. A place of employment, a belief or a religion, a hobby or a special interest group or a club of some type. And those are the kinds of questions people often answer when, what do you do? They often go into something of association. Usually career-oriented, but also hobbies or beliefs or religion. The second way I've been thinking about it is with the emphasis on the word think. Who do you think you are? And that shifts it not to an association or a thing that you identify with, but when you shift the question to who do you think you are, suddenly it's not about factuals, it's about perceptions. I can take pictures with a camera. Does that make me a photographer? I can play a guitar. I can play a bass guitar. I used to be able to play piano. I know I tried violin very briefly. That doesn't necessarily make me a musician. Or does it? Just because I have a camera and lenses that cost upward of $1,000, and I can take pictures with them, does that make me a photographer? Or not? I also deal with depression and anxiety. So part and parcel of that is dealing with a lot of imposter syndrome, which is where a lot of these questions are coming from. From that state of mind, the perception of who do you think you are is kind of wide open. It leaves a lot more questions than answers. There is no real answer. It's not, how can I say this? It's not, if I say I am a photographer, whether you like my pictures or not, doesn't really change the fact that I take pictures, and that's what photographers do. If I play a musical instrument, I'm a musician. Whether I'm good or not, by my definition or yours, isn't really up for debate. I'm playing a musical instrument, I'm a musician. If I am paid to do a certain job, be it manager or digging ditches, that's what I do. But that is much more on the who. If I flip the question into who do you think you are, and ask it inwardly, there isn't really a direct answer. It's not something I can say, I think I'm this, and give a black and white answer, or whether that perception is true or not. I can argue against it or support it. I can give evidence for or against, but a thought, a perception, is only accurate when you convey or compare it against a truth. If I say, I think it's sunny outside, that's a perception, unless I go outside and look, or I go outside and check the weather forecast. The unfortunate part about asking myself who I think I am is the only evidence I have is me. If I just ask myself without any outside influence or outside input who I think I am, that is what I would call a feedback loop. It's a good question to ask myself. It really is. And I'm not sure I have the answer for it. You see, who I think I am is irrelevant. And that's only because if I think I am something, or think I'm not good enough at something, without any external reference to that viewpoint, there is no truth or relevance to the question. There is no answer to it. The only way to find an answer for that question is to find references that I trust. Find people who know me well, or if not people who know me well, then people who are intelligent enough to know how to ask me hard questions that will point me in the right direction. And I don't think this is a question where I want an answer, at least not at this point. As much as it would be nice to say, I think I'm this, and have a black and white answer to that question exactly how I'm thinking of it without a frame of reference, I don't think I want that, because that would short circuit the whole point of this adventure. But if I take it deeper, who do I think I am? I don't know. But I do know at this point I don't want a direct answer. Because I don't think the answer is the answer. If I frame that question, or I have it framed or referred in a certain way, but ask someone else, who do you think I am? What they say to me will have elements of truth, but also elements of their perception of who they think I am, which of course will be greatly influenced by the person I have been in front of them. Very possibly me shifting or acting a way where I think they will approve. So then we've got this, I think they want me to be or act a certain way. And so I be or act that certain way in front of them. As a result, when I ask them, hey, who do you think I am? They are going to reflect on the way I have acted and talked in front of them, which I consciously or subconsciously have shifted to meet their approval, because I want them to think of me in a certain way. It's not a bad question. How it's framed, how it's asked, absolutely can be. If I scream it at you and I say, who do you think you are? In that moment, it's out of a place of frustration, anger, and I'm demanding that you give me an answer in reference to a situation that just happened where we are both emotionally stressed and not calm and not thinking clearly. And then I demand you answer me when we're both in that state. And I think most people in that situation, a little part of them realizes it's not a good question to ask, and that the answer you get is kind of irrelevant no matter what is said. But in a calmer way, in a calmer situation, where cooler heads are most definitely prevailing, I think it can be a good question. Both the who do you think I am, as far as identity, who do you think I am, is an inferred question. It's a perception, but less so about actual factual reality. This is Andrew Penner once again for Shadows and Light episode 2. Who do you think you are?